My name is Christina Garlick. I'm a sci-fi fantasy writer, and I've been writing for over 20 years. And the cool thing about my books is that I write everything from superheroes, zombies, time travel, fairy tales. It's a little bit of everything. So if you like one thing or the other, I have something for you. I've lived most of my life in Hackettstown, New Jersey, where they make M&Ms. So sometimes I'll sit outside and write, and I get smell the M&Ms cooking, so it's pretty nice. Primarily, I write sci-fi fantasy, which is science fiction and fantasy. Sci-fi meaning like there's elements of time travel, so that how do they do it? How do they get here and there? And the whole time theory complex of if you do this in the past, how does it affect the future? You run into issues because of multiple universes, while the fantasy elements, you're not worrying about any of that. It's like magic, powers, flying. It's a lot more easier to write a fantasy story than probably any other type of book. Not to say it's not better, because you have to be creative to keep people's attention. There's also elements of romance in all of my stories. They're not graphic by any means, but everybody loves a love story. I think a lot of times people are reading these mainstream books where, you know, they can be good in their own right, but I think after a while you kind of see the same thing over and over and over again, and it's because the giant corporations, they kind of play it safe, and so that they'll stick to ideas that are, you know, they've had some mild success in the past. But my stuff, I don't care what people think. I'm gonna write what I think is good and interesting, and I hope that other people find it, you know, a fascinating read as well. So you're gonna see things in there, maybe pushing some boundaries, but, you know, kind of in a respectful way, because I'm not just doing something to shock people. I'm doing it because I think it's good for the story and progresses it further. So I think you're gonna see things in there that you don't see in a lot of other stories. I always call it my side hustle. That doesn't really sound glamorous, but it's always kind of, it's my passion, but it's always something I've done on the side, because I think if you make something like your full-time job, kind of takes away some of the creativity, because you're trying to meet deadlines always, and I just write when the inspiration hits me. So I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and I have a website. I know I should be on Instagram and Snapchat, everyone tells me, but I just, between writing and, you know, everything else in my life, it's very hard to keep up with all the social media. But my website is Christina Garlick, Kristina, Garlick, GARLICK.com. So it's basically garlic with an additional K at the end. And I always like to tell people that, because sometimes they'll spell my name wrong.